Welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Continental Finals in Philadelphia. Bit of a break. Hope you guys managed to do something worthwhile in the break rather than watch Matt dance through the screen and back. But
special.
Hopefully you did. Next game then we'll be going into is going to be the big matchup of Group B.
Yeah, mibr versus x3o. That should be coming up here any second. Of course, mibr just finished their game a little bit earlier on. Obviously, there are a few delays with the rounds and blah, blah, against Zex, the old Guardians team. I'm not sure on the exact full score of that. I can actually, if I'm fast enough, refresh this here page.
Yeah, so Joe's trying to get these.
Actually, tell me.
We're trying to get that, but also it looks like maybe we'll be going into Inferno to be the map between x3o.
No, it's just two, actually.
It is just two.
I think the HLTV is on the wrong server. But first of all, why don't we take a quick look at the team of mibr. So and this is mibr, of course. Knack first one up. Playing without his equipment here, lost in transit. And we have FNX. Actually, they're sporting some nice new Brazilian jerseys here. FNX seems to be happy to be there. And we have Bit.
He's a bit small.
One of the star players of mibr. And then BTT, who played fantastically the last game, defending Pop Dog on the outer bomb site of Trey. And then, of course, Kogu, the man, the legend, the AWPer from mibr.
So familiar faces then, all looking a bit spiffy in their new jerseys, if that's a word I can throw into the show.
Yeah, sure.
You get spiffy in here, did you?
Why not?
I did get it in. So that's mibr, and obviously who will they be coming up against? None other than x3o. So let's have a look then who x3o will be going up with. Just go, seriously. I'm dying here. Yeah.
So then x3o, of course, from the USA Heroes. Again, happy to be there. Quick wave to the cameras. Doesn't look like Drew's quite as happy to be there, though.
Oh, he's happy now.
A little bit of a smile at the end. And, of course, we have 9spot, a big player from x3o in the previous global challenges we've seen him at. And we have Toms, 20 years old, from x3o. And last but certainly not least, it's going to be Savior, a player who, again, is very strong for x3o and one to watch out for.
Also, very good at StarCraft.
Yeah. He is actually, I'm assuming that's where he stole his nickname from as well.
I'm not sure that is the case, but yeah. So x3o as well. Also in quite nice jerseys. It's starting, everyone seems to be catching up in the whole kind of team outfit thing.
Yeah, whatever happened to the white shirts with marker pens?
Yeah. Steve.
I am Dave.
Steve 666. Back of the good old days. No, they look really good. They look like Chelsea tops, actually. But also look a lot like Gravitas Gaming.
Yeah, I think they've both gone
why
for
go for
blue? The Chelsea-style shirts. I just guess they wish they had Roman Abramovich behind them, paying them like $60,000 a week, like Chelsea.
Well, they don't have CGS anymore with them. No. Should I have some chocolate?
Yeah, the chocolate is very good here.
It is ridiculously good chocolate in Germany. I'm starting to maybe like sieve out my blood and just exchange it
for chocolate. Melted. So we are going to be playing just two then, of course, x3o versus mibr. I think we have all 10 players on the server, albeit mixed around in the team, just waiting for Kogu to get himself sorted and move over. Of course, the format here for the Intel Extreme Masters Continental Finals. We're not quite at the global finals yet, although three teams
left for dead
from this tournament will qualify for those finals, which will, of course, be in March 2009. But as we said, top 3 teams will go through there, so it's kind of important just to get to the playoffs, and then you've got 4 teams left, and one of them is not going to quite make it there. So, you know, this is an important game. Both teams won their first game in Group B. Obviously, x3o tipped to be almost the only team that could really put up a good fight against mibr from that group.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully for them, they're going to be one of the teams that go through in a top 3. This map on Dust 2 we're looking at Kogu again. I haven't seen x3o kind of play this. When they played Fnatic and came very close, I do believe that was on Inferno, actually. So I haven't seen them actually come alive on Dust 2 yet versus such a big name. Obviously, they did come third in LA, so they are the kind of American team that have actually, almost got into top 2, apart from mibr. So they are going to be looking to qualify, but coming up against mibr, previous kind of performances, and also maybe mibr like training even more for this tournament. Yeah. Do you think they're going to be left behind in this game?
I'm not sure about left behind. I don't think that's kind of the right thing to really say. I don't think I'll be left behind as much as you quite think in this one, but mibr on Dust 2, again, a very formidable team. They played against SK, I think it was in LA or Montreal.
Just go with it, it's roll.
Group stage, I think it was Montreal, in fact. And actually, they destroyed SK on Dust 2. So I think they're a very strong Dust 2 team. Again, x3o should be the ones from this Group B to actually give them a good fight. But again, that remains to be seen. We'll see that here soon.
Yeah, we will. And obviously later on we'll be going over to Group A, but also we'll be having Matt Special Rider, who's sat over there. We did actually give him a microphone so we can communicate to Matt. Hi, Matt. Are you all right over there? Are you looking forward to x3o versus Made in Brazil? You've got it cushy over there, Matt. You've got a big widescreen TV and a lady sat next to you. All right, well, as Matt gets ready to watch the games, I hope you guys get ready as well, because they soon will be going live. Have Fun has been called, so let's go in-game then, as I'm sure we'll be preparing for the knife round.
Oh, we've already just had the knife round whilst we were talking to...
well, Matt was,
Matt Special Rider, again.
Who won the knife round? The Brazilians?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Predictably.
Sharper knives.
Yeah, so we will have mibr on Terrorist side here on Dust 2 to start us off with. And again, an important pistol round for both of these teams. It looks like x3o sending 2 over towards B, 2 in long A, as actually we aren't going to have the start just yet. FNX and Hero both dying, and then we'll get another restart in and maybe actually go live this time. I saw you reaching for the chocolate then, James. You're actually eating chocolate right now? Can you talk?
Yes.
Is it good chocolate?
Yes, and it's staying on my side of the table. Judge me, thief. You can have some later, maybe, if there's any left. There's only 1 bar.
If there's any left. So, x3o, as we said, we'll start off on the CT side, the weaker side here on Dust 2, which kind of gives them that initial hill to climb and have a bit of a, maybe a terrible first half if that... if mibr have their way, at least. Yeah,
but that's what mibr are obviously looking to do without, kind of stating the obvious. But when you go up against a team that on paper are scary, looking to kind of be a better team as well, and if they, even if you go in with all the confidence in the world and they do take that first half, superbly, you're thinking to yourself, oh, well, that's it, in many ways. If you're obviously a team that don't expect to lose to them, then you obviously, are going to want to come back. But I'm sure x3o going into this thinking, we've got a great chance. We're great players. We're a great team. We've been practicing. We're hitting high in the American scene, and this is the American tournament that they actually need to do well in. And I don't expect them to be scared of mibr in any case. And certainly they're going to be wanting to go in now and show everybody, you guys at home as well, exactly what they can do and why they should qualify top 3 and why they should be at the global finals. Because if they get that momentum boost and get to the global finals, they could be a different team when they get there with all practice.
Yeah, they certainly could be, and we are going to see what they can do against mibr now as we do get live and underway with the pistol round here between mibr and x3o. And straight off the start, x3o firing a lot of USP shots up the middle, hoping to catch mibr off guard there. And actually, Nak is stood in spawn. He was just watching for the crossovers to that B site there. As mibr do make somewhat of a miniature push through those long A double doors. A grenade did go off inside that room, which will have done a bit of damage to mibr. FNX is actually down to 61 HP already. And now mibr are kind of, well, not so sure about where they're going to go just yet.
Well, actually, if they get in on top of Catwalk now, that'll be a really good opening for them, because x3o are actually quite deep, covering ramp, So if they go catwalk, they're actually going to have that upper hand and should be able to hold it. But actually, mibr look like they could go B tunnels or middle right now.
Yeah, they are certainly pushing their way down middle. They've got Knack on that catwalk, just waiting to do some damage to anyone around middle. And it looks like it's going to be a catwalk push. Here come mibr then onto that A bomb site catwalk. And they don't see anyone on the A bomb site. There's actually no one there for x3o.
So
Toms and Drew down the end there by long 8. And Bit picks off Sip for the start of this one. Not going to work again with the USP. Does find the kill onto Drew, who was at the end of long 8 down in the pit. But he's going to be watching out for any more there. Toms is actually down to 17 and in a real difficult situation as he gets clipped by Knack again. Bit has come around through that CT spawn. Hero was down there. And that will be x3o all taken care of. And mibr will go 1-0 into the lead after winning that pistol round.
I honestly don't know why you wouldn't have some kind of knowledge on what's going on over by catwalk. It just seemed slightly odd because it's such an advantage point when you get in there. Obviously, you know, having that 2 men down by A could have been nice for him as they would have needed maybe a 5-man push, but still, you would have eventually got overpowered. But, you know, the one weak point they had was catwalk. mibr took it and just showed us, you know, what they really didn't want to do in the first round, and now they're going to lose the second round for it. Not a good round either as far as kill count goes. And won't be looking healthy at all. And I say not a good round in this kill count. Actually, 0
anyone
kill count, so they won't be by this round.
Yeah, they are indeed. Obviously, we are on HLTV, so we have a couple of spec bugs in there, and actually the HLTVs are scoring higher than all of the x3o team right
We're
now.
HLTV, basically, so
x3o going to make a push here quite quickly through long A double doors. Hero finds the frag. BTT's going to wait on the outer area as well as Toms comes around, and again he's taken out of the game. It's all on Sip, who goes down himself to Bit. And that will be the predictable 3-0 after pistol for mibr. This will be the first buy round for x3o and a round which they'll be feeling is a must-win.
Yeah, and nicely done by mibr in that situation. They knew they were on the save. Even though they could have pushed quite easily into A short, they actually just wanted to make sure they were all able to cover each other. As soon as the push came through A doors, mibr backed, came back. BTT and Bit picked up a lot of kills in middle and denied x3o from utilizing that drop gun. So now we're going to have x3o though on the buy. They are going to have someone at catwalk. It is going to be Drew. And a lot of wall banging going on at the moment. But hopefully for x3o, they will be able to get some kills on the board.
Yeah, mibr just making their way with 2 down the B tunnels there. Double nade onto catwalk as well. That will surely injure anyone that was there. Drew's actually sat a little bit further back on the walls. Just looking into the catwalk area, so he won't be affected by them. Flashes are going to go out here from FNX, who will, by the looks of things, be the first man to push around this corner for mibr. Counter flashes come back across from the Americans, but mibr are not put off by that. They're going to keep pushing here onto catwalk. Slowly but surely, in fact, making their way up there. And they do have 4 men on that area. Knack's going to make his way around from long here as the flashes do go over the top. Smokes to cover from that CT spawn as well as Drew finds BTT. He is on Goose, I think, there.
Yeah.
As another flash comes around. Lovely headshot from FNX and Bit, and that brings us back level after Tom's kill to a 3 versus 3. Sip, Toms and Hero, the remaining 3 players for x3o, have quite a hard task on their hands. Sip did find Kogu. He's coming now on catwalk. Bit finds him as well. Hero, the last one remaining, coming up through CT spawn. What can he do in this situation? It is a 1 versus 1. Still got 100 HP as that bomb is ticking away. Hero probably not going to have the time to do it now. Brilliantly played by Bit as he holds off for even longer, then goes in for the shot. Hero goes down, and again, brilliant patience play by Bit there, just hiding. He knew that bomb had to tick a little bit further on, and if he was going to die, then he had to wait a little bit longer. Well, actually, he got the kill, and he put mibr 4-0 up.
Yeah, that could have been a really, really good round for x3o, but unfortunately, Bit killed 2 down catwalk. Also, as you say, helped save the bomb. And really, when you've got mibr in that situation in a one-on-one, unless Hero was going to hit that initial headshot, it was never going to happen. And Bit played it nicely, backed away, and helped secure the round. So 4-0, but x3o looking pretty decent. They obviously will be giving a better game, but at the moment, score running away just a little bit. We'll see if they can rectify this. And actually, they are going to be stacking 2 men on the top of Catwalk, and this could prove quite nice for them.
And we'll see what x3o can pull out from this one. Drew there with his Deagle, just hoping to get a headshot as mibr make their entrance onto this site. But it looks actually like mibr have decided to go around towards tunnels. Hero had come around the back, and mibr are now going to rush their way through onto this B-bomb site. Actually, x3o have also rotated, but obviously on a save, probably can't do much in this situation. Sip goes down. Kogu just firing through the doors, won't find the kill. It'll be stolen by Bit. And Drew, the man that was on Catwalk earlier, is now going to attempt to come in from T-spawn side with a Deagle against 5 from mibr. He can't even get past the 1 of FNX inside B tunnels. And mibr pretty much aced the first third of this first half.
Yeah, they did. And you don't expect x3o to pick up Deagles, but you do expect them to get kills. Now, they were sat quite defensively still on Catwalk, so it was smart of mibr to peek. As soon as they saw 2 men were up there, good decision to change the B tunnels, and they went 5-on-1 rather than having to run uphill versus Deagles, which can always be dangerous. But x3o, maybe if they stood a little bit more offensively, could have made mibr commit to that fight and exchange some kills, but still, mibr are wise to x3o and still run away with the score. 5-0 the score. x3o will be on the bye, and mibr have once again slowed it down.
Yeah, mibr are going with a tactic we've seen them employ already in this first half, which is Bit and BTT both down the B tunnels, then double nade up into Catwalk with a smoke on the box to cover from middle, just in case they do have an AWP watching there. We are possibly going to see a push from mibr onto the middle area. We are indeed, as they do move their way around. Just watching out for the flashes as Bit works his way back behind those double doors. Flashes right over the top, going through the smoke now. More counter flashes coming out, and Sip, lovely work. Actually blinded BTT there with his flash, and popped out of the double doors of B. Got the kill, and mibr are down to 4. FNX takes down Toms, and that will bring it back to 4-on-4 now. 9spot should come around here any second as well. Drew goes down, and mibr, after losing that first man, don't want to lose any more. They are in on that A-bomb site now. And the plant should come in any second. 9spot goes down, and he's having a terrible game on 0 and 6. And now, Sip is 1 of 2 remaining. Both him and Hero have a lot of work to do. And he's going to be found by Kogu. Hero gets one back onto Kogu. Well, in that situation, with an AWP on Catwalk, yes, you can pick off those long-range shots, but as soon as you try to get any closer, it's not going to happen. And that will bring mibr up to 6 rounds to nothing. And, well, not looking good so far for x3o.
Yeah, it's still good of Hero, though, to deny Kogu that weapon, as he won't be taking that AWP into the next round. But not that AWP, but I'm sure he's picked up another one. And again, it was almost looked good for x3o. As soon as the smokes and the nades came out, a really nice counter nade from Sip down into center, managed to pick up the first kill. Now, from that, mibr once again acted smart, rotated, played nicely, and picked up another round. And really, x3o, although they look reasonably close as far as aim goes, tactically, it's a different ball game right now.
Yeah, and actually, these two teams are completely tied up in Group B. Both teams having won their game 23-7, which obviously will make this game a little bit more important. Drew comes aggressive there through Catwalk. FNX did the same. Both Drew and Toms quickly taken out of the game. Bit finds one as well, and again, Hero, I hate to be so cheesy, has to be the hero, Jay. He has found one onto Bit.
You've been reading my joke book.
But yeah, I had a quick peek last night. Bomb will be planted on A, and Hero surely will just try and hold on to this AK. I mean, he's going up against 3, one of which is Kogu with an AWP, and you can see where he's sat there. If anyone comes anywhere near that CT spawn, Kogu will pick them off.
Yeah, bomb will be going off soon, but FNX should have enough time to actually find Hero. Smoke's gone down in B tunnels now. When FNX comes through, Hero's only chance does manage to do so. His position's being called out. Nak is actually trying to get him through the walls. Won't be successful, but Oh,
that was very close. It was literally an inch away from him there. But mibr again extend their lead. Go up to a 7-round lead right now.
It doesn't worry me so much, the scoreline in this situation, because mibr are deservingly kind of, you know, getting their tactics right, rotating correctly, and are hitting the shots. So, you know, they've kind of got all three elements of success with the team play on top as well. But if x3o are one of the teams that are meant to be competing against them, I want to see more in the second half.
Yeah, x3o have to come out strong in the second half of this first half, as well as obviously in the second. Drew goes down to Kogu's up. All again on Sip. Tom's a 9 spot who gets to, again, be at the bottom of the scoreboard behind the two HLTVs.
In your
0 and 7. Flashes from middle again from Bit and BTT, and it's a repeat attack. Exactly the same tactics you've seen. It looks like Bit's now going to take his time and move around the other side. Sip goes down. Kogu finds 9 spot of the exit of that CT ramp. I'm going to get around to Tom's because he is the last remaining player. Should have done better maybe in that situation as well. But Bit was looking in the right direction. That will bring the score now to 8-0. I mean, Jay, for you, what do x3o need to change to actually, well, get something from this game?
Well, mibr are playing fantastically well together, for starters. I mean, you see Bit in that situation. He's solo, so he's very still. He's not trying to push. He's not trying to make something happen. And then Kogu plus another player, I'm not sure who it was, do move together and go offensively. Now, you don't see that from x3o, and they're really not guessing either mibr. And now mibr actually do break in catwalk. Luckily, though, they do sit 2 over by A doors. One's going to get dropped by Bit.
Gotta love that HLTV bug, by the way. Bit's AK-47 has adopted a sniper scope through the joys of HLTV.
This is why they're winning.
I mean, you've got to watch this just for comedy value, I guess. As Tom's just take down FNX. It's actually just really annoying.
No, I want to watch that, man.
You want to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to record it. I'm getting banned.
It's still his crosshair, so he can still he can still get kills from this. But he's actually in on that A bomb site now.
He's really in on that A bomb site.
He's going to get the bomb down as well. And actually,
it's kind of a close lineup as they were successful. So now it's a 2-on-3. So maybe we should swap it off and actually watch what's going to happen.
Oh, Bit is finally going to go down, loses his scope as BTT gets 1, 2, and 3. Tom's hero, and I missed the other one, Sip. 1-on-3 situation, you'd be hoping to take that, but again, BTT from Catwalk just went absolutely crazy on them that round, and that was a round where probably when it got to a 3-on-1, x3o had that feeling of finally we're going to win a round, and then all of a sudden it was taken away again, and they are now 9-0 behind, which is never a good feeling. Hero goes down early on to BTT inside of those B tunnels. FNX finds Sip as well. The smokes and flashes go down into CT spawn. There is one player in there. You can see it. I think triple flash down into CT spawn to try and find that player that was down there. But mibr are well and truly in on this B bomb site. Drew's going to call a timeout for x3o, and well, yeah, they probably should have done that a couple of rounds ago, to be honest, because it's going to be 10-0. 9 spot looking to keep himself alive and not go down for the 10th time in a row. Maybe even find a frag in his cheeky little position here. BTT goes down. 9 spot's not going to find that frag. Nat comes rushing around. And actually, as we go to the timeout, it is 10-0. 10-0.
You were one behind in that situation. Yeah, but we've seen x3o in this situation before. When x3o get momentum, they do play really, really well. And it's not because they got momentum, they're getting rounds, and it's an obvious thing to say, but we've seen them versus Fnatic, and they did actually get 16-0 node in that game. So, again, you know, Fnatic got the momentum on them, and then x3o really don't seem to be able to come back into a game then versus Fnatic, and I'm not sure, honestly, are they going to be able to do it now. I know they're playing the harder side. They probably, yes, okay, they deserved that round previously. It was a good situation, really. As soon as they lost the man on Catwalk, that obviously provoked the two to kind of come through A doors, which they had 2 remaining on to defend. Now, obviously, you know, getting those counter kills was a nice situation, but that still allowed BTT to be sat on you know, pick his position. He knew where they were either coming from. You know, they had good information on x3o as a team, and then still kind of picked up the round. Slightly lucky, but they did play together still. You saw them down at the bottom. They were, you know, playing together, and that's something you don't see x3o doing as much. They seem to go off solo, and, you know, once you die, you know, if you go off solo and die, you know, you've got no backup cover. And there's a couple of fights on Catwalk, and we've seen it when x3o have met mibr on Catwalk. mibr open up with a kill, then there's a counter kill, but mibr come back in with another counter kill because they play so tight-knitted together. x3o really don't, and when they're losing men, it's just, you know, he's gone. That's it. You know, the only thing you can say is like, there was a guy here. And sometimes a player then comes out, wants to come into the fight and react, but is, you know, walks into basically the same situation his previous teammate did. And not too impressive right now, but again, they haven't had the guns to maybe work with it, but that's for another reason as well.
Yeah, we are now then into this 11th round. The score 10-0. mibr yet to lose one, of course, as well as 9spot, who is yet to get a single frag in this first half of the game. Kogu picks off Hero, and again, x3o are going to be split.
That's a bad way to be splitting as well, because mibr, there's a smoke down center. They can leave someone, probably Knack, to catch the rotations, and then all of them moving onto the B bomb site. Now, this is nice from x3o, though. Instead of going through middle, they're actually going to move very hastily over towards the B tunnels, but will get shut down by Knack. So, yeah, a good decision, but without guns, with Deagles, it's never going to be executed.
Yeah, again, it's all on 9spot, and again, 9spot's going to go down. I mean, x3o, of course, were on a deco around that round. They didn't have all that much money to work with, and of course, they weren't able to win around. But now they're back on the bye, and you've got to say that if they don't win this 12th round, then, well, they are looking in terrible shape. And actually, x3o, second in the group now, behind mibr, only on alphabetical order. One can only assume is the format after, you know, the rounds are the same and they've both won one game. But certainly looking like mibr will be strong enough to take this game. You don't want to shut out x3o just yet. At least not until maybe we hit 15-0 in this first half. mibr again working together, and again lag from BTT as his grenade clips the edge of the wall, does some injury to his teammates, and that could be the kind of thing that, you know, x3o can prey on and try and get back into the game. Kogu goes down to Hero, and that will be a big start as Drew finds a kill as well on the catwalk, but BTT returns the fire. Drew and 9spot go down. Bit takes out Sip, and again, it's all on Toms and Hero. Toms making his way through CT spawn. Out of the smoke he comes, and Bit had him lined up. And that AWP is at the back of the B site. Bit's looking in there. Hero looks towards window, but still, it's 3-on-1. They're going to take the bomb to B. It's not going to be needed, though, because Bit will go aggressive. Hero will go down, and again, that start was quite nice for x3o, but they were just not able to keep it going.
Well, they're slightly getting wise to what mibr are doing. mibr, you haven't ever seen them rush a bomb site. We haven't seen them rush through A doors. We haven't seen them rush through B tunnels. We've always seen them kind of collect middle, make an opening kill, and then make a decision. Now, x3o slightly are getting wise to this situation, and they had stacked a few people there in a couple of rounds. This time, obviously, they're not going to be healthy at all, so they are just going to run out and be lemmings to the mibr team. But still, you know, that round with the guns, yeah, getting slightly wise to what mibr are doing and having a few cross kills, but still, they're losing the gun battles. They actually have a FAMAS actually on, so I'm sure a couple of other them might have something then.
Yeah, Sip and Hero both have a FAMAS. Hero's in the B tunnels. It's actually a 4-on-2 right now as Hero makes it a 4-on-3. Bit goes down. And there is a chance in this round for x3o. They have, well, less powerful weaponry and also a disadvantage as far as the men go. But mibr are making a move towards the B site now with BTT, Kogu and FNX. Hero is in on that site. Now, as they approach it, they need to take him down. They're not going to find the first frag. He's actually got an AK. He takes down 2. Sip has rotated around as well. Bombs down in that B bomb site. Now, BTT's been a hero before for mibr, going 3-on-1. This time he has to go 2-on-1. another position where he could come out, but finally x3o get around on the board. It comes via Sips for Mass, and you have to kind of tip your hat there to Hero inside of that B side that really did, you know, the groundwork, if you like, for x3o to get their first round. The score 12-1 with 2 more rounds left in this first half.
Yeah, definitely Hero there. I mean, he's been opening up a lot of the kills for the team of x3o, and particularly that round rotated into B before anyone knew it. He was in a good situation to shut him down. So fight going on. My A long, only Drew standing for x3o. mibr changing their tactics, actually going quite forceful over to A long, and it has worked out for them. They are a one-man advantage. It is though Sip and Hero remain for x3o now. The 2 guys that finished off the round last time, and they were in a similar situation. Hero will be making his way through B tunnels. He did this last time and caught a bit off guard, but the whole team actually looking mibr to go A long. So Hero out of position, and Sip has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that they know that Sip's there now, and as he tries to run away, they are going to catch him in the back. It's all on Hero. 3 versus 1. He's the only man to get double figures for x3o. What can he do in this situation? He's moving his way out now onto A long as a flash explodes right in his face.
Well. Bit nosies there.
He's really going to have some difficulty getting back into this one. Hero does find Bit, but Kogu was watching over with the AWP. And to be honest, going head-to-head with a player like Kogu when he's got an AWP and he's definitely on form is kind of impossible. And the score right now is 13-1.
It didn't help he failed the crouch jumping as well. Actually made a bit of noise coming through. So Bit had his number. Had it indeed, and actually Kogu AWPing through center. Not sure if he
got double up there
anybody.
with Bits as well, I think.
And that would actually really nicely done with a double AWP. They've almost scared. Look, x3o are bunched up middle, expecting that.
Yeah, they're not going to cross a middle as soon as they've heard 2 AWPs ring out. That's just not going to happen. FNX going to work Drew's down by those middle doors as he flashes over the top. It's not going to be quick enough. And again, Hero is the only man standing. And he does find 1 kill. Should probably go back for that goal, and he's going to be chased down by the remaining 2 from mibr, and that will be half-time then. 14 rounds to 1. Now, you know, sometimes we come to half-time and we say the pistol round's everything here. Well, actually, it really is now.
I want to say thank God for x3o. They're still in group stages because they can still come out of the group, obviously losing to mibr, and will maybe get to play them again later. Not really showing us anything brilliant here, but in all fairness, not taking anything away from mibr. They have played absolutely flawlessly. They've given no holes. The only round that they lost was a bit careless, you know, the way they entered B bomb site, not, you know, expecting Hero to be there. And in CS, obviously, you always want to expect as much as you can. But still, that's the only round they gave away in a 3-on-2 situation. Obviously, they got kind of lucky in that 1 round, picking it up. But still, mibr looking ever the favourites.
Well, 9 spot, that first half was on a duck. 0 kills, 15 deaths, died every single round. And, well, he needs to perform somewhat better in this second half if x3o want to have any kind of chance whatsoever to come back into this game. There goes Toms, who takes down Bit, and this is a great start again for x3o. The question is, will they be able to continue it? 9th spot does get his first kill of the game in the 16th round of it. And that'll be, you know, a bit of a relief for him after having such a terrible game so far. And once you get into that rut of dying every round, it just feels so bad every time you die again. And then I guess he kind of releases a bit of pressure there, getting that kill. FNX goes down to Toms. It's all on BTT and Knack. BTT's in a good position now, but Drew's going to be picked off. BTT's got to go aggressive, and he does find Hero, but then Drew shut him down. And that will be round number 2 for x3o.
Almost want to have a round of applause. But yeah, I know what you mean with 9 spot getting out of that kind of bad situation. But also, you've got to be thinking x3o, you know, they're one of the top American teams. When they practice, they dominate. And how they got to be feeling coming up against mibr and being completely shut out. And 9 spot not even managing to get a kill in the first half. So it's a completely different ball game. And I don't think they expected to be at this kind of deficit. And still, you know, mibr claim 1, claim another, and they've secured the group. They are actually stacked over just on the top of Catwalk. FNX is there as well, and x3o are unwise to this, but Hero will be leading the kind of scout through the double doors. You can see Thomas there on your screen. If he does go up, we'll be met by 4 MIBRs on the other side. And, well, actually, mibr now deciding to move. x3o going to move as well. So they will eventually meet. Thomas is going to stay back, surely. Fantastic play from Thomas as he does stay back, looks for the rotations, and they are finally going to punish mibr as they now have the advantage as far as guns go. And also, no real kills for mibr. Only, I think it was 3 in the first round. Actually, it was 2 in the first round. So they won't be on the buy, and x3o got to really take this one by the horns and try and do what they can with it. They're on the better side.
Yeah. Sip just going to drop a grenade down to the end of a long double doors, hoping that
the rest wasn't going to go
someone will
down
come
there.
into that one. Ninespot finds his second kill of the game onto FNX there, and they are going to make a push through onto Catwalk. There is a huge stack there from mibr as they race down to pick up that stolen AK. Ninespot with another one onto Knack as more grenades come around from x3o. BTT's there as well. Ninespot going to work. Did find his third kill of the round onto Bit. It's actually now a 2 versus 1. Kogu, the last man standing. Just 20 HP. And that'll be even less as he injures himself jumping over that middle wall from Catwalk. As the bomb does go down on the B site. Drew and Hero, the 2 remaining players, both with 100 XP. HP?
World of CS craft.
World of CS craft indeed. Hero is going to get the last frag. So that will be, you know, those rounds after the pistol that will put them up 3-0 in this
Still
half.
though,
And
that
actually
last
up
round.
to 4 rounds now, all in all.
Yeah, up to 4, but that last round was still a bit hairy as mibr's stack over by Catwalk proved very successful. Now, they are going to be pushing, and look at this. mibr pushed 2 up Catwalk. It looked like they were going to go offensive in that situation. Not going to do it now, but FNX will be covering those B tunnels. Smokes also thrown down by the B bomb site as they have Kogu and Knack defending there. And x3o, obviously, yes, they're going to slow this down. They actually have 3 men over by A long, and if they do decide to go that way, this could be slightly beneficial, but they will be fighting uphill against mibr, which actually have 3 now on Catwalk. I do believe 1 actually is in CT spawn, so 2 Catwalk, 1 CT spawn. And actually, Knack's come to back up that as well. So x3o could be in trouble as it seems like mibr are really getting them pegged.
Yeah, they're kind of looking for a way in right now and not quite able to find it. I'm going to switch over, in fact, to these 2 guys. I think it'd be BTT and FNX who are actually on the Catwalk as FNX does peek. He spotted one in middle. They know they're there now, and they are going to make the move around because x3o are pushing up long. Knack finds Sip there as well, and that's the initial kill that mibr were hoping for. Ninespot and Drew have both come around the back. BTT was completely out of position there as his cover from Catwalk did go down. And after everything, oh my God, from Kogu is absolutely sick. Toms goes down, and it's now Drew and Ninespot against Kogu. He's pushing away. He spotted someone on the boxes there. He goes aggressive. He probably knew that in that situation he wasn't able to do much, and that will be another round on the board then for x3o. They're actually up to 5. So getting into those, you know, respectable round numbers, if you like, as we go further on into this game. The score is, of course, 14 rounds to 5. mibr looking for those final 2 to take the victory. When are they going to come? That's the question. I mean, there's no real rush for them after a 14-1 first half, but, well, I mean, certainly if they beat x3o, then their round difference kind of doesn't really matter anymore because they're pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, and obviously this time with mibr hurting for money, x3o will want to stand back and use guns at range. Not going to be a case, though, to get any kills, and mibr playing, yeah, softly, but Softly? No. I would say slowly in this situation, but still a good decision. And they've caused problems to x3o before on pistols. And x3o felt that one. So let's see what they can make of this as they will look like to go into A long. FNX is in ramp. And they're going to back off, so... Sorry, FNX was in ramp. And x3o look cautious and almost too cautious in this situation, but maybe rightfully so, as they can't afford to give absolutely anything away. Nicely done by Drew. Backing away, covering those middle doors. Bit is going to be chasing as well, so someone needs to check on that. You can see BTT moving over.
There was Bit. Yeah, mibr obviously trying to retake the best they can right now. They're on a full eco.
I'm so rooting for x3o right now, but if they can do this, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it's still early on. I mean, mibr need just 2 rounds from the next 10 to actually to win the game. So there's not so many rounds needed. Nice spot gets another frag to end the round. Of course, mibr were on that save, but the score right now is 14 rounds to 6, and still a long, long way back for x3o. But they've got the first third, if you like, complete. They just can't afford to be dropping any of these gun rounds, of one of which will be coming up right now, as mibr again can afford to bite. Actually, nades coming out from those B tunnels, and mibr are going to spray through the walls, hoping to catch some HP away from those players that are pushing up towards B.
With those nades coming quite heavy in B tunnels, it looks like x3o are favouring going towards centre. Now, Kogu and FNX are there on catwalk. That could be troublesome for x3o, and let's hope that they attack together. Drew is going to go forward, and he goes solo. Didn't have any backup, and Kogu's going to take him down, so attacking seems hard when they meet the wrong kind of people, and they've guessed right so far, done well to get 5. They really need to get on this successfully, and FNX is going to come huge with 2, and x3o failing to do what mibr have done in the center area, which is completely clean up, and there's no cover, and FNX just loving this round, and
well, they're just going in like one by one, and FNX are just gone ha 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 ha. Oh, we win again, and that will actually put mibr up to the game point of 15 rounds. Of course, we are in group stage, so a draw is possible. 9 rounds possible, I guess you could say. x3o needing the next round, the next 9. Should they want to come back into this game. And they're actually, again, forcing 2 men down into those B tunnels, who will dart straight through into the central area. And actually, BTT and Kogu are looking like they are going to go straight through into CT spawn, and x3o need to check that side. They're not going to, and Kogu and BTT run straight into that 2-man push from x3o. Well, I guess you could say the main fault with it was a 2-man push. They've got 2 men coming through B tunnels. Knack just sprays straight through those 2, and then BTT gets a knife round at the end to claim the game, and mibr will win this one 16 rounds to 6 in Group B here at the Intel Extreme Masters.
Yeah. Where'd that bumper come from?
We just threw it in there to catch you off. But yeah, 16 rounds to 6, and it could have been a lot worse for x3o. I mean, they were down 14-1 in the first half. They won pistol, they won the next 2 rounds, went up 5-0 in the second half, but then mibr kind of, you know, once they could afford the weaponry and they'd figured out exactly what x3o were doing, which wasn't brilliant in my opinion on T side. You know, send 1 on catwalk. Oh, there's a guy there. It's Kogu with his up. Okay, let's send another 2.
I thought they had
decent... it's FNX now. Yeah. He's got an automatic weapon. He can kill us both.
Yeah, I thought they would have had slightly better cover coming from tunnels, or at least a nade coming in. So not massively impressed, but still mibr, you know, looked absolutely flawless and looked fantastic. So there, of course, will be topping. They can only go 2 wins, either 1 draw or 1 loss at worst. Yeah. So I expect them to go through. So no surprises there, kids. If you're betting on that, you probably won your dollar back in a cent. Yeah, as the odds were probably so good. Group A though will be the one that's really going to be interesting to watch and see who can come through. But then again, you know, x3o, do you think wasn't their map, wasn't their day?
just wasn't their game at all, in my opinion. I mean, mibr on T side looked absolutely fantastic. They rotated the strats in a way that wasn't predictable whatsoever for x3o. I mean, they did that the two-men split through B tunnels, kept a hold of middle, and that was one really important part of the mibr attack. Was they controlled middle, they smoked it out every time, and they always sent at least one man into middle to keep a hold of it. Because again, with Dust 2, and I say this probably every time we do Dust 2, is that if you control the middle, you've split the map in half, and it makes it so much easier to then overpower either the left or the right side of the map, the A side or the B side.
And there's a lot of annoying places you can obviously be down in middle to actually catch people up actually rotating. So, you know, and people do rotate. They are running in some instances when the bomb's down, but still, you know, not all the time, but it can be hard to get the kills, but, you know, they did it well. Also, though, with x3o and mibr actually, when they went heavy nades on B, x3o was scared and just went, oh, let's run away from this. We're not going to take this fight. Went into center, and that's when they had Kogu and FNX waiting, you know, for them predictably to come to that situation.
Well, I mean, you saw that was perfect again, defense by Kogu and FNX. Kogu was there first. He picked off the first one straight away, just backed away. FNX came in, and obviously then from x3o's point of view, they're thinking, oh, there's an AWPer in there. If we go with two men, unless he gets really lucky, which Kogu very rarely does, it's pretty much all skill, of course, although you can get, you know, those 2 kills with 1 bullet. But, I mean, it was the right thing to do for x3o, is to go 2 men as soon as he saw that Kogu kill. But obviously, they'd rotated the defender around. FNX was there, and he just sprayed straight through them with his M4. And
I think there was a smoke down in that situation as well. So FNX actually went offensive. Like, they were expecting to see Kogu at the back of Catwalk. Smoke was down. FNX just walked up to the smoke and picked up his 2 kills there, and actually claimed a 3rd later on. Didn't actually get the last one, but still completely catching out x3o constantly. And then you look at x3o and how they approach attacking. They lose a man, then they just kind of replace him. You know, it's like, oh, he's dead. Let's stick someone else there next. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't seem to be any kind of smarts behind it that's catching mibr out, and mibr. Wise as ever to what x3o were doing. So disappointing really from x3o. Obviously, though, they can come back into this. This was the group stage, but still not looking that promising yet for anybody apart from mibr. But it'd be interesting to see if anybody from Group A kind of shows us something different here.
Well, Group A will actually be played a little bit later tonight, actually around about 10:30 our time, which is, of course, when we'll be delving into the world of Warcraft. But before that, of course, I guess you could say the most important game now in Group A is going to be between the 2 teams that have both lost to mibr. Not sure yet on the Realist project against Zex score. I would imagine that Zex have won that one, because then, well, I hope so, because that actually sets us up with a really good game now between x3o and, of course, Zex as well. And that will actually be the game that's coming up next year on ESL TV.
Fantastic. And then I get to do WoW, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, WoW group stages are so much more interesting than CS group stages.
Well, the seeding thing in Counter-Strike always kind of, and again, it's not just obviously generic with Counter-Strike, it's just the system that has to be put in place. That the group stages aren't always the interesting ones when you have like top teams and teams that aren't quite at the top.
So it's a dying game then, you're saying?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, you look at a global challenge and the group stage there, and you have like MYM, MTW in the same group. But because this event obviously was done through qualifiers, not just let's invite 8 of the best teams in the world, you know, because of the seeding, you get one amazing team here, one amazing team here, then not quite as amazing, not quite as amazing.
Yeah, but
you go
also
down, down, down. And
with CS, everyone's like established. Everyone knows how good people are and should be. With WoW, it's still a new game, and there's a lot of surprises coming out with teams, also compositions, patch changes can also make people's day. I mean, imagine if Kogu had an AWP, which was like a machine gun, but just as accurate and powerful, which is not that gun, no.
Auto sniper.
No, because that sucks. But
it doesn't suck. It's actually one of the strongest guns in the game. But it costs so much, so no one ever uses it. Thanks for your knowledge, Joe.
I knew that gun existed. I wasn't like saying, oh, no, it doesn't exist.
You said it sucked. It doesn't.
All right.
Okay, don't abuse the auto sniper.
But why would you need 3 shots when you can just take 1?
Exactly. And it costs more. I mean,
So it sucks.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't suck. It's a really strong gun. But as we said, that game will be coming up next. x3o versus Team Guardians, now known, of course, as Zex. And that will be, for me, quite an interesting one. I'd like to see the maps. Maybe I can, if I click here. Nah, because, of course, the system is elimination. So before the game, they'll toss a coin and they'll eliminate all over the place. And we'll play the remaining map. So I'm hoping that will be coming up shortly. Of course, we have to wait for x3o now to kind of change server and get onto the right server after playing mibr once those rounds are over.
And hopefully they'll be able to do that. So just checking the comments and what people have to say about the games. And I expect over on almost all the forums is just that mibr will be rolling the competition. And we're kind of not expecting much else. I honestly don't think anyone's going to be able to stay in their way, but deservedly so. You know, mibr deserve to go through, in my opinion. They deserve to qualify. They have opened up a slot, but I would have liked a slightly more of a challenge.
Yeah, there's nothing you can take away from mibr. They played fantastically on T side. It completely showed with the scoreline as well, 14-1. I mean, you may point at some players like 9spot who was 0-15 in the first half, and that you just can't have that if you actually want to win a game. You know, you can't have a player in there that's not actually grabbing one single kill.
Okay, you actually see that over on Gotfrag. A lot of people kind of bigging up the mibr Massive, as they like to be called. Yeah. But then, I mean, it's not the same story in WoW whatsoever. We actually got Ruffles as well and 0-13 on 9spot. But it's never the same thing in WoW. I mean, the massacres, even though they are, sometimes don't ever look like this. Because the games are really close. They can still go like 3-0, but like it's so seamlessly close, and such small decisions can make it. Because, I mean, in CS, although I do agree, a lot more of a skillful game, a higher skill cap than WoW, they're put in situations where they don't need to fight. Now in WoW, once you get started, that's it until the end. The only class comp that can actually reset the fight is Warrior Lock Druid if they decide to play defensively.
Can you even compare WoW and CS? I don't think you can. You can. They're two completely different games, in my opinion, that you can't really... You can. Okay.
Says, okay, so, all right. Well,
can you compare, like, chess and football?
Yes, because little pieces on a board, little men on a pitch. It looks similar from very high up in the sky.
Okay, then you can compare Minesweeper and WoW because they're both played on a computer screen.
That's retarded, Joe.
Well, you just said a football field and a desk. I mean, you honestly think that you can compare the skill level? It's two completely different kind of skills to play.
You can compare the skill level.
Nah.
Of course you can compare the skill level between those two games.
I don't think you
can. Reaction time comes into it. You can see a switch counterspell with aim, because in actual fact, yes, you can. Seriously.
You aim in WoW?
Yeah, I aim in WoW.
So you headshot
the fact
in WoW.
that you don't know that people aim in WoW to actually grab people out of fights with mouse clicking, which is aim. The fact knows also...
It's completely different kind of aim. How can you compare clicking on a guy on your screen to shooting 1 pixel through a 2-pixel gap between two doors? How can you even compare that?
You can compare that completely because it's still hand-eye coordination, and it's still good hand-eye coordination within both games. So you have no legs to stand on, says the person that's never played a game professionally ever in his life.
Well, there you go. You can
versus the person that's like played
personal.
free.
Yeah, sure.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
I'm
sure
just saying.
It's personal, but I mean, the fact is that, I mean, I'd like to know other people's opinions on this. That I mean, even Matt's got a voice, even in the studio. This is a democracy. Matt can have his word.
All right.
Can you compare aiming in WoW to aiming in CS?
No, I don't think you can. I don't think WoW really requires any or very little hand-to-eye coordination, but it does require other skills.
Yeah, sure.
It does require good hand-eye coordination on high level, which is why Matt sucked.
Well, no, that's not true because most professional WoW
Have you ever
players-
tried playing? I mean, a lot of them, obviously use macros for targeting and stuff. But when the fight goes like bad in bad situations, when your plan doesn't go as you've planned it to go, and you actually have to do a lot of other things that you weren't expecting to do. You will, of course, Matt in the corner, you will, of course, have to actually click targets rather than use focus.
I don't know any top players who use their mouse to click players. They might have maybe 3 or 4 different.
What are you on
keybinds.
about?
No,
Inflame's the best warlock in the world. You think he tabbed dots? You think Inflame tabbed dots?
No, he doesn't. But very few top WoW players use the mouse to click targets. So use.
Mate, you play a rogue, so you're constantly on one target, right? Because you play a nub class.
Yeah, but no, that's bullshit. You don't just have like one keybind just to change target. You have target to change to last target.
I know.
Target of target.
Yeah. And target to change back to your target, and the healers will have obviously dispel themselves on a macro, dispel either their DPS and dispel the other person, so they can get to where they want quickly.
Yeah.
But you're going to have all those free as well on the actual enemies that you're fighting.
Well, I've always...
And what happens if you're running? Okay, say for example you're on Runes of Lordaeron. You're a priest. You're on top of the. You're a priest.
Yeah.
You're on top of the pillar, right? You're on top of the on Runes of Lordaeron, on top of the gravestone. Yeah. Someone's on the other side of that, right? He's a gnome. Okay.
Yep.
Right. There's a people in the fight with him. Okay. And you want the gnome. Okay. You haven't targeted him previously. You jump over to the other side of the pillar, and you've got to grab him while he runs around. How do you do that? Do you tab that? Because if you tab that, then you suck.
Well, I think most
hand-eye coordination.
Most top WoW players use keybinds for targets, but yeah, okay, maybe there's a small amount of hand-eye.
Of course, there's hand-eye coordination in it, and it's very comparable. But it doesn't come up as often as it does in CS because CS it's the main like element like to actually finish off a kills, and it's not in WoW. But still, it comes into WoW, and it's very comparable. The hand-eye coordination.
Maybe it does come into WoW, but I don't think it's comparable. I don't think you
it
can
is comparable
compare it in any way to the level of hand-to-eye coordination that's involved in Counter-Strike.
I play WoW and I play Quake, so I play a game which is harder on hand-eye coordination than CS. Yeah, I play it to top 5 in the world, and I play WoW, right? And I say that I use my hand-eye coordination to Quake to be a successful WoW player easily on Warrior. Easily.
Yeah, but you've got to admit that it's a much smaller part of the game than.
Yeah, but it's still very comparable because the hand-eye coordination skill still comes into it. So when it says it's comparable, it is.
Do you honestly think that you can compare aiming in WoW? I mean, I don't see how it can even be comparable.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that you have to aim in WoW. Okay, you have to click targets and things, but surely it's not as surely aiming in CS is up here and aiming in WoW at the top levels of each game. Aiming in CS is up there and aiming in WoW is there.
Yeah,
but the actual skill itself is comparable.
Yeah, but it's aiming. Sure, it is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The skill itself of hand-eye coordination is comparable.
Well, there's more aiming skill in CS then.
That's what I'm saying. It's out there. But that wasn't the origin of the conversation. It's still a comparable game with aim.
I've got to
because
disagree with
the
you,
element still comes into it.
If you want to talk about WoW's merits as an esport, you should really talk about teamwork and about reactions rather than
but that's like but that's like that can be up to like 70% of it, but still you have to execute it. And with CS, tactics are still a huge part of it, but to execute any tactic you need like a huge amount of aim to actually finish it off. But then there's also coming positioning. If you're in a bad position, you won't get it. There's spatial intelligence. If you don't know what's going on around you, you won't know what the fuck you're doing. There's also team play comes into it. So but that's all comparable over many different games. The percentage it's comparable on is irrelevant to the conversation. It's the fact that it is comparable AIM, CS, and WoW. And I could pick Joe's ass out of a fucking battleground any day of the week between as many people as you want in WoW.
We'll have to agree to disagree, Shay.
But even like when it comes down to WoW 3v3, it's still a huge factor.
I don't agree with you because I think even when players are out of line of sight or whatever, or it's really hard to target them, they're usually not the players you're going to be targeting at that particular moment. And as soon as they come into sight, you're going to use a macro for like target of target or for to target one of your teammates' targets rather than actually use the mouse. But I suppose it just depends on your play style and your approach to the game.
Yeah, but I mean, if you watch rogues around on Runes of Lordaeron and people are darting and actually faking their routes over the tomb, there's a lot of backtracking. There's a lot of it's actually like, I'm going to say trick jumping, but people actually know which parts of the tomb that you can actually get up easy and which parts you need with a jump. So if someone goes up there in front of you, it doesn't mean that just because you make the shortest route, you know, you don't have to follow him. You actually have to jump up, and then if he dies off, you actually lose line of sight. And then there's a lot of switching going on with aim. Seriously. Promise to God.
I'll concede that there is some hand-to-eye coordination in WoW, but
it's still
comparable. We will have to agree to disagree, because I don't think it's comparable with CS or with Quake.
It's not comparable with Quake. Quake's super good.
See? But yeah,
that's percentage.
But I think deep down you know that, you know, WoW and aim in CS is not comparable. And actually, you're laughing like the joke's on me, but I think I actually managed to get you riled up there.
You didn't.
And we actually passed a few minutes in that conversation.
I don't care if I get slammed by every community out there. I'm sticking up with the fact that hand-eye coordination is still hugely in there. I mean, obviously, it can be. Like with CS, you've got all these elements building up to what is the hand-eye coordination finisher. You've got the tactic, then you've got, which is still the tactic, then you've got the engaging tactic, then you've got spatial intelligence, then you've got game knowledge of knowing where you are, and then you've got the aim to finish it off, right? So every single element is massively important in Counter-Strike. So it's not fair to say that aim's 80% of it, because actually you wouldn't be in a position where you could get that kill with the aim unless you sucked in every other part. So each position, each element is its own, and then when it comes down to aim, yeah, aim's probably 100% of it in that situation, because that's what you need. But in WoW, there are certain points where you've got literally like a split second to grab that target. And if you don't grab him, right, you've messed up. You've missed your dispel. You've missed your POM. You've missed your intercept. You know, I promise to God that there are it might encounter like so minutely at times, but if you mess it up, you've lost the game. And that's the same within CS, because when you build up to all that situation, and if you mess up that aim shot, you've messed up the situation and you've lost the round. And that honestly does come down into WoW situations at certain points as well. So I'm not saying that if you're a good aimer, you're going to be good at WoW, but the actual hand-eye coordination at points is a big part to actually sometimes winning rounds. Obviously, with games at certain setups, it can be very slowly played, so it's like, okay, this is obvious what's going on, but you know, eventually one team leans on the other and will pick up the win. But there are certain situations where it can go crazy. But I use macros, for example, to catch druids out, because they cut in and out of pillars so quickly and spamming heals that my reaction time to actually click and press my button isn't fast enough. So if I didn't have that macro, I wouldn't be able to get on them. So, in some cases, people will actually do that manually and actually be able to hit it. And
I think my main point was they're actually very different kinds of skill. Like, aiming
because it's still hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, sure it is, but so is throwing a dart at a dartboard. But that's not the same aim as Counter-Strike.
But it's obviously
still hand-eye coordination. I play the piano. That's still hand-to-eye coordination. I go read
well,
the
actually, in
notes
fact, they're exactly comparable, because you're both using a mouse or a mouse pad, and you're moving a pixel over to another pixel. So they're perfectly comparable as far as the actual sports acute movement goes. All right, right. The only so
I
don't get me wrong.
disagree that you're aiming at bigger targets and less targets in CS, in Warcraft.
Yeah, but you do it less. But at some points as well, you can't click people when they're behind the pillar.
I think pretty much Matt had the nail on the head when he said agree to disagree. So, anyway.
No, I'm going to bring this up forever. Yeah? Let's talk about Quake.
Let's talk
about StarCraft. StarCraft's got hand-eye coordination in it.
Yeah. Is that actually true, Mr. Producer?
Yeah, what did you say, Mr. Producer? We've both been fired. No WoW today. Is that because I've been ranting on and you don't want to show it now? Out of
all because of you.
Okay.
So no World of Warcraft
StarCraft
today.
has hand-eye coordination, which is basically aim, because you have to click the right units.
Yeah,
constantly, in fact. I'm going to say that there's more aim in StarCraft than there is in CS, because it's a more active element of the game, constantly selecting and picking units. Because you suck.
Because you group everything and you use keyboard binds to actually select groups rather than individual units.
So how do you actually... No, I'm talking about actually clicking what you want to attack. So how do you constantly click on what you want to attack? So there's actually more hand-eye coordination in StarCraft than there is CS.
There probably is, actually, yeah. Everyone knows StarCraft's the highest threshold as far as being a noob to a pro is.
Yeah, so
in my opinion. So, Back on track with the Intel Extreme Masters Global Final, not Global Finals.
I will fight
Continental Finals. Well, it's not about fighting now. I just want to
huge amount of money
kind of make a bit of a point about it and see the thoughts. I mean, maybe
everyone's going to agree with you though on CS though.
Well, because we're watching Counter-Strike. Yeah, what?
They don't agree with me because they're all nebs.
Yeah. So. We will be coming back very, very shortly here. Of course, we continue with Group B of the Intel Extreme Masters Continental Finals in America. mibr 2-0 at the top of Group B. Coming up next will be Zex versus x3o. My words have been thrown off now by this whole coordination. I've got no brain-to-mouth coordination at the moment.
I fear my CS career is over before it even started as a caster.
Well, my WoW career would never even blossomed and I was booted off the screen. So we'll be coming up next with that one. Don't go anywhere here on ESL TV as we bring you all the action, first of all from Group B, from the Intel Extreme Masters Continental Finals.